Welcome to Business Reporter's IoT for Business campaign. I'm Rachel Hicks. Just a few years ago, IoT businesses saw the Internet of Things as a technology to connect their machines, but little more than that. Although their enhancement of business performance has certainly been appreciated, IoT devices have also often been seen as solely in the realm of the IT department. Today, though, IoT is, or should be, at the heart of every company's digital strategy in order to capture business opportunities. We've invited Cyril Deschanel, Managing Director of Tele2 IoT, to tell us how businesses can get more out of IoT's potential. Good morning, Cyril.
Good morning.
How does IoT contribute to the digital transformation of enterprises?
Yeah, digital transformation is happening now, and it's a data-driven transformation for the enterprise world. They have to digital transform if they want to survive in that market. IoT is one of the key technologies that enables that digital transformation because IoT brings value to their business. It generates some cost savings, some energy savings. It improves customer experience, but it also can generate some new revenue stream for the enterprises. So IoT is at the convergence of the physical world, any physical asset, and the digital world. And by connecting your assets to internet, you can remotely understand where your business is, how your assets are performing, how the products you sold to your customers are performing. And then remotely you can manage the preventive or corrective maintenance of these devices. So in fact, you transform an asset into a smart asset, and that's the beauty of IoT. Now, you need to have a different approach to the business. The business decision owners have to change the model. They have to get an holistic approach about IoT. It's not only about device and connectivity, it's about the people, and it's about the methods and processes behind it. For example, if you want to generate new revenue streams, you can servitize your business, and instead of selling equipment to your customers, you can sell a service, so an equipment as a service, because you're connected to your equipment. So that's very good. If we take a generic example about the gas station, for example, for sure, the fuel pump will be connected and you will measure the fuel consumption. But if you think in a holistic gas station business, you also want to understand the behavior of your customers visiting the gas station. What are their buying behavior inside the little food store that you have behind it? And that you can do through that technologies. And if you go even beyond, you can imagine some TV screens or projectors where you have some ads that are projected to the passengers in the car during your refueling the car. And these ads could be adapted to the profile of the customer by face detectors saying the sex, the gender, and even the car model. So you can imagine a lot, and you can generate new revenue streams from a gas station that is much beyond the fuel.
You mentioned petrol stations. Can you give us other examples?
Yeah, we have a lot of examples in IoT, and that's the good of it. The customer stories are always fantastic. I will pick up two customers that are really our customers. Gas station was more a generic one. The first one is NJ. It's a Swedish clean tech company, and their vision is that the cheapest and cleanest energy is the one you never ever produce. So it means that once you've produced energy, it's better you recycle and you reuse it. So what they have done is that for Burger Kings in Scandinavia, all the Burger King restaurants, they have developed a system that is very smart, and it reuses the heat from the gas flamed grills that cook the burgers, recycle that heat in order to reuse it and heat the water and some other elements of the restaurants. So that's a very smart system that is of course remotely controlled. And with that, they can save about 8,000 euros per year. That was their objective, but in reality, they are saving double that. So meaning the business case for the customer with Burger King in that case is even a faster return on investment. So that's a very clean and efficient technology. But then the other one is a Foodora. Foodora is a food home delivery company that is acting in the Nordics region. They have developed a fantastic new robot that is a droid that is self-driving. So an autonomous droid that is delivering the food to your doorsteps. So that's the best way to have a cheap delivery, but also a greener delivery. And that droid is connected with 5G and with an IoT SIM in it, so that you can remotely manage the challenges that will encounter the droid. So IoT, as you can see, is beyond digital transformation and benefits to the business, is also serving the sustainability agenda of the enterprises, which is a must to protect our planet.
So IoT is not just about connectivity. There's a lot more that goes into an IoT solution. Can you explain?
Yeah, when you think about IoT, people, it's true that think about connectivity first, and it's true that you have to invest in connectivity, but you are missing the bigger picture. IoT is an ecosystem of players and of technologies. You always have an hardware, which is the device that is connected. You have then connectivity, and then you have also the application software, the web application, so that you can retrieve, capture, and analyze the data. So the companies, we are helping them to understand that ecosystem and to manage that ecosystem. We talk about orchestration of the ecosystem. And we think the operators like us are at the heart of this ecosystem, understanding it and helping the customers to manage it. So the companies need to ask themselves the right question. Why do I need IoT? What am I going to measure with it? And how I'm going to use that data that I capture from my devices in order as a business engine for my company? That's the right question they need to ask and not think about connectivity only.
Can we also say that IoT is about people? Who are the experts behind the Tele2 IoT solution?
Yes, absolutely. As mentioned before, when you have a holistic approach on IoT, the people are the main drivers of your success for your IoT journey, because you start little and then you go scaling your IoT. And who is doing that behind it? Developing hardware, developing software, integrating connectivity with hardware and software. These are the people who are doing that. At Tele2, we have 70 people that are dedicated to IoT. They are experts in IoT. They are passionate by IoT because, as you can feel, it's a very interesting area to be with because there is a purpose behind it. So all these experts, they understand end-to-end the customer challenges that they're all facing. So for give you an example, for example, we are going much beyond than looking at the connectivity side, which is our core offer today. Our experts are looking at the device behavior, and if the device is behaving a bit differently from what it was expected, we alert the customer proactively so that they can immediately correct and intervene on that situation. So we are really helping them beyond connectivity on the whole ecosystem.
What does Tele2 IoT bring to the table?
Yeah, so we bring, I think, mainly 4 elements. The first one is the people, was the main asset, as mentioned before, but I prefer to insist on that one, because from the first call you give to Tele2 IoT for starting an IoT journey to the next call you could have as a call to the service desk, for example, you need to talk with someone who understands your IoT challenges, who understands what IoT device you are connected. And that's the first element we bring to the table. The second one is a reliable network. IoT cannot happen if you don't have a solid network that is connecting your devices all over the world. And behind that network, there must be a solid IoT platform. We are offering today to the market the leading platform, that is Cisco IoT Control Center, that offer digitization capabilities to our customers. Now, the third one is the global reach. All our customers are not national, they are global players. They are extending and rolling out their IoT to all their devices in the world. So you need to have a global reach. We have more than 580 roaming partners in the world, covering more than 180 countries. So it means we can offer about 3 networks per country where the device is deployed. And the last one, but it's not an important one as well, is the competitiveness and the flexibility we bring in terms of commercial terms with the customers. We can adapt to the use case that they have in terms of price model, in terms of security services, if they want dedicated links or not.
We've talked about the experts on the Tele2 IoT side. How about the customer side? What sort of expertise do they need?
Yeah, so that's a bit the same as for us. They need to understand the ecosystem, as I said. So they need to have expertise in the 3 main areas, which is the hardware, the connectivity, and also the application software. But I would add a 4th one, which is a data analyst. You know, with this big data coming from all these devices, you need someone that understands that data. So once they have all these capabilities, they can really have a successful IoT deployment. But in case they struggle to find the right resources in the market, because it's booming quite fast, it's difficult to find sometimes resources, or in case they struggle to orchestrate the different players, that's where we bring our trusted advisors that are our 70 IoT experts I've mentioned before. And then we can help them to deploy their solutions.
So during this interview, we've learnt the value created by IoT, and specifically by Tele2 IoT. But IoT is much more mature now. It's still evolving though, and quickly. What are your predictions for the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, before coming to my prediction, I'd like to come back on one thing you said is about maturity. It is really a mature market. People think IoT is new technology. It is not. There is more than 12 billion IoT devices in the world connected. And for the first time in the history, at the end of 2020, there are more IoT devices than non-IoT devices. So for example, mobile phones or laptops or tablets. These are 10 billion in the world, and IoT devices are 12 billion already. So that's a very mature market. But my prediction is that in 5 years from now, we will have more than 30 billion devices connected, because we are only at the beginning of that era of the convergence of physical world and digital world I was talking at the beginning about. It's only few % of assets that are connected, and you will have more and more assets connected. But why will it happen, this further growth from 12 to 30 billion? Because of new telecommunication technologies that are recently launched in the market, like 5G or like LTE-M, that allows to have real-time streaming, for example, for gaming or for driving an autonomous car. So that's fundamental to have these new technologies. But also, if you combine IoT technology, that is a mature one, with a less mature technology but coming fast, like AI or blockchain, then you can have unlimited possibilities for the business. And I'll give an example for the Droid I was talking about for Foodora. Imagine the day the Droid has enough artificial intelligence capabilities to learn about the trip he did the day before and optimize the trip he will do the next trip, and analyzing the weather condition to adapt its speed and so on. So once the intelligence is inside the Droid, then it will be able to drive without any human intervention. And if you think about blockchain together with IoT, then again, it's endless possibilities. Today, most of the systems in the world are centralized, and blockchain allows to decentralize. It works for cryptocurrencies. But imagine now the end of the passport, for example. Not more paper passport, but having an e-identification in Europe to circulate in the whole Europe with just a chip or a card that has a trusted digital identity in it through blockchain and IoT. And then you can go beyond the passport and think about any system that you can decentralize for the benefit of the society.
Cyril Deschanel from Tele2 IoT, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thanks to you for inviting me. Bye-bye.